Disney revealed a ton of new details about the Disney Destiny cruise ship setting sail next year. Universal Orlando dropped new info about the Harry Potter themed land coming to Epic Universe, and so much more. All the latest theme park news is coming up right now here on DFB Guide. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. Now, if you've been waiting for Universal to reveal details about the Harry Potter themed land coming to Epic Universe, then I've got some news for ya. All right, y'all, buckle up, or wand up, I should say. Universal finally announced details of the final land coming to Epic Universe. The Ministry of Magic will add a new chapter to the wizarding world of Harry Potter, and it's going to blend 1920s wizarding world of Paris from the Fantastic Beasts movies with the first Ministry of Magic from the original Harry Potter series. Universal shared that in this land, guests will first journey from a Muggle park in Paris into the breathtaking spectacle of 1920s Place Cachée, a hidden, bustling shopping district in wizarding Paris, lined with Haussmannian buildings, shops, sidewalk cafes, and historic Parisian domes rising in the distance. There will only be one ride in this land, but it's going to be a good one. It's called Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry. Before you jump on the ride, you'll travel by Floo Network from wizarding Paris in 1920s to the British Ministry of Magic set in the 1990s for the trial of Dolores Umbridge. You'll visit a full-size grand atrium of the Ministry and venture through the departments before boarding magical omnidirectional lifts to watch the trial. But Umbridge attempts to escape, so you'll join Harry and Ron and Hermione and a house elf named Higgledy to chase down Umbridge. You'll be propelled up, down, forward, backward, sideways, and move through the Ministry to race to capture Umbridge, but you'll also need to dodge Death Eaters, monstrous creatures, and more. Now, if you're wondering what sort of wizarding eats will await you, first up is Café Léa de la Sirène. Based on the concept art, we're expecting to see some elegant carved marble and French-inspired art and architecture, plus Universal teased that there will be hidden details of Fantastic Beasts in the tile and mosaic designs. The spot's going to offer indoor and outdoor dining with a menu full of French baked goods, sandwiches, plat du jour, and desserts. Oh, and great news, Potter fans, they've got butterbeer. One of the things we're most looking forward to, though, is the dessert displays constructed of almost 2,000 decorative individual cream puffs. I don't think you can eat them, though. By the way, the butterbeer is in French. Now, up next, we have to talk about the second new restaurant called Goblet Noir, located in the shadowy corners of Place Cachée, where international dark witches and wizards gather to escape the prying eyes of the Paris Ministry and have a hearty meal over hushed conversation. Sounds like my kind of place. We're still waiting for more menu details here, but we do know that this spot will offer starters such as soups and salads and a variety of entrees and desserts. Additionally, look out for other dining locations in the land like Bar Moonshine, which is a spot to grab an exclusive beer, wine, or cocktail served amid U.S. Quidditch team pennants and other items of wizarding Americana. And you know how I said the butterbeer is French? Yep, there's going to be a dedicated butterbeer cart or bureau bourre cart in the Ministry of Magic. Sweet Tooth, stop by Les Galeries Mirifiques, where you can visit a French confectionery shop, K. Ramel. There's no shortage of French treats and delights to enjoy in this new land, and I'm kind of intrigued that they're going so far on the Parisian side here, but I'm in. Now, there's also going to be plenty of entertainment. For the first time ever in the wizarding world of Harry Potter, guests will enjoy a live, full-scale theater experience in the heart of the land with Le Cirque Arcanus. This spectacular show features live performers and aerialists, puppetry, special effects, and more to take guests on a whirlwind journey where they'll encounter Fantastic Beasts like never before. And for some of us, we've never encountered Fantastic Beasts at all, so it will be the only time we have. Now, the show follows Ringmaster Skender, who has stolen Newt Scamander's suitcase to try and bring the failing Le Cirque back to its former glory. It's then up to circus employee Gwendolyn to rescue these creatures before they end up in Skender's greedy hands forever. Next is Cosme Acajor Baguettes Magiques, where guests can shop some of the world's finest wands designed by esteemed artisan wand maker Cosme Acajor. As guests explore the streets of wizarding Paris, they can use their interactive wands to create magical experiences as they cast spells at various locations and interact with fantastic beasts and more. While exploring the streets of Place Cachée, guests will also encounter other visitors, officials and residents from the wizarding world, including exchange students from the Hogwarts and Livermore schools of witchcraft and wizardry, an Auror from the Ministry des Affaires Magiques de la France, who roams inquiring of suspicious characters, talking portraits of delightful wizards who engage with locals about the happenings in Place Cachée, and more. Epic Universe isn't set to open until 2025, so we'll just have to wait patiently, or in our case, impatiently, until then to see it all for ourselves. We'll be keeping an eye out for more details first, though, so be sure to sign up for our newsletter and hear any big updates first. By the way, I have to say to our viewer, Florian, who is Claire's husband, that I'm really, really sorry for butchering all of the French in this particular section. More details have been revealed for the Disney Destiny. For 3 days this week, Disney made several announcements about what's to come on the 8th ship in the Disney Cruise Line fleet, the Disney Destiny. Remember, the Disney Treasure is setting sail this December, and the Destiny will set sail in November 2025. We already knew that this ship will have a brand new heroes and villains theme, so what did we find out? As soon as you board the Destiny, you'll be greeted with a statue of King T'Challa, the Black Panther. Disney took inspiration from Wakanda and the Black Panther films when designing the Great Hall. There's also a large light fixture inspired by vibranium, the rare metallic ore the fictional nation is known for. For the first time in Disney Cruise Line history, a Marvel hero will be the signature character featured on the ship's stern as well, and of course, Spider-Man was the only choice. He even brought along his Spider-Bots. Now let's talk dining. The Lion King will come to life in a brand new way at Pride Land's Feast of the Lion King. This theatrical dining experience will be the first theme to the beloved Walt Disney Animation Studios film. The animals and nature that make up the African savanna are going to be brought to life in unique ways through the lighting and special effects here. The windows of the restaurant, for example, will transform from sunrise to sunset as you dine, and the restaurant's focal piece will feature tiered risers made to resemble African drums. Now let's talk lounges. The Disney Destiny will be home to Cask and Cannon, a Pirates of the Caribbean themed pub. Disney shared that this new lounge is inspired by the iconic characters and scenes from the beloved Disney parks attractions around the world. The new pub will be an eclectic yet cozy watering hole furnished with treasures acquired, read pillaged and pilfered, during the pirates' many voyages around the globe. The Sanctum will be the Disney Cruise Line's first lounge inspired by Doctor Strange and his mystical arts. This space will contain mystical items designed to aid sorcerers in protecting the world, while also featuring entertainment, cocktails, coffees, and unique surprises from Doctor Strange's New York Sanctum, including a circular mirror behind the bar that evokes the building's iconic window. And the Haunted Mansion Parlor will materialize on the Disney Destiny as well. Legendary characters from Haunted Mansion attractions around the world will come out to socialize in mysterious ways throughout the experience, along with a few new seafaring arrivals and an original storyline focused on a ship captain. Now, the Disney Treasure will be the first ship in the fleet to feature a Haunted Mansion Parlor, and we are thrilled to see that the trend is continuing on the Destiny as well. Speaking of villains, yes, we couldn't think of a more perfect Disney villain to have their very own over-the-top lounge than Cruella de Vil herself. As you might anticipate, de Vil's piano lounge will be a lavish affair, according to Disney. You'll see aspects from the original animated 101 Dalmatians, along with details from the 2021 film Cruella. You can expect to see Cruella's style and boldness shining bright within this new lounge, which Disney has said will have a Hollywood Regency-inspired aesthetic. There will even be a Dalmatian-spotted piano to fill the air with sultry tunes, and you'll be able to enjoy trendy martinis and cocktails and glamorous wines and bubbles. Look for Cafe Megara off the Grand Hall when you're in need of a caffeinated pick-me-up or sweet treat. Themed after Disney Animation's Hercules, the spot will present what Disney has deemed a Greco-disco design. Cafe Merida is another walk-up cafe located just off the Grand Hall, but on a different floor. This tribute to Brave's feisty heroine Merida will feature a Celtic-centered design. Looking for something a little more for your sweet tooth? Edna a la Mode Sweets will be a specialty dessert shop and confectionery themed to the well-known fashion designer from Pixar's The Incredibles. Handmade gelato, ice cream, cookies, candies, and specialty treats will be served in fashion at this spot, packed with bolts of fabric and costume models. Sculptures of Edna herself and Jack Jack will be the fun focal points of this confectionery, but of course there will be no capes. What about an attraction? The Disney Wish presented the first Disney attraction at sea, the Aqua Mouse, and now the Destiny's going to present its own exclusive story, and it's probably the best one yet. The Aqua Mouse is a 760-foot-long water ride. Each ship in Disney's Wish class has its own unique special short that plays during the ride in keeping with that ship's theme. On the Destiny, during the short Sing a Silly Song, Mickey and Minnie will lead guests to the peak of Villain Mountain. While coming face-to-face with villains like the Queen of Hearts, Chernabog, and Scar, Mickey and Minnie will employ a silly song and a bit of pixie dust to transform each chilling encounter into a wacky surprise. The ride's going to feature an original soundtrack written by Emmy Award-winning composer Christopher Willis and lyricist Elise Willis. And get this, Sing a Silly Song will be just one of 4 shows available on the Aquamouse. So you can ride it again and again and have a different experience. Now, with a theme like heroes and villains, what kind of characters will you encounter? Passengers can expect to see lots of those famous Disney villains, including Maleficent, Hades, Cruella de Vil, Captain Hook, Mr. Smee, and Oogie Boogie. I've also heard that Loki will make an appearance. You're going to be able to see Jack Sparrow, Bruno from Encanto, so be on the lookout for characters through a variety of shows and meet and greets and special appearances. You may also see characters from The Lion King, 101 Dalmatians, and Hercules too. So when can we expect the Disney Destiny to set sail? Like I mentioned above, did you hear it? November 2025. You can catch 4- and 5-night cruises to the Bahamas and Western Caribbean during the ship's inaugural season. This means the ship will stop at one or both of Disney Cruise Line's private destinations, Castaway Cay and Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point. Bookings open for Castaway Club members on September 6th, 2024, and open for the general public on September 12th. After reaching a tentative agreement, 4 unions representing Disneyland cast members have officially struck a deal with the company. Union members had previously voted to authorize a strike, with 99% approving the plan, but Disney and the unions were able to come to an agreement before a strike took place. Now the unions have agreed to a historic pay raise. After narrowly avoiding a strike, Disney and the Master Services Council, which represents over 14,000 cast members who work at Disneyland, Disney California Adventure, and Downtown Disney, have agreed to a new contract that will come with a 31% pay raise over the next 3 years. These will be the biggest wage increases ever for Disneyland employees and will raise hourly pay by more than $6 over 3 years, from the current $19.90 to $24 in 2024 and $26 in 2026. Long-term employees will receive a 50-cent pay increase for 10 years of service and $2 for 20 years. Additionally, current employees will get back pay at the new rate from June 17th, while new employees will make 90% of the new rate for the first year, as the contracts go into effect immediately. Time to talk Haunted Mansion holiday. So each fall, and by that I mean summer, Disneyland's Haunted Mansion undergoes a major transformation and hosts Jack Skellington and Oogie Boogie from The Nightmare Before Christmas. Haunted Mansion Holiday is incredibly popular, and as of July 29th, it has opened for the season after a 7-month closure over there in Disneyland. Instead of a standby queue, Haunted Mansion Holiday is using a virtual queue this year. This is due to the fact that Imagineers are currently working on a reimagined queue experience for the Haunted Mansion, so a big section of the standby line is behind walls and unavailable for park goers to access. To join the virtual queue, make sure you have the Disneyland app open, logged in, and ready to go. Disney noted that the virtual queue will only be used while the queue is under construction, but we still don't have an exact date for the construction to end. This year, Disney's Halloween season will take place from August 23rd through October 31st at Disneyland Resort. Now, we recently ventured over to Disney's All-Star Movies Resort to check out the progress on its latest refurbishment, which has proved to be quite the undertaking. A few weeks back, we told you about a planned refurb happening at the hotel's quick service restaurant, World Premiere Food Court. Now, this resulted in most of the kitchen and food stations being walled off to diners, though most of the seating in the dining room remained open, along with self-service beverage stations and utensils. To place an order at the restaurant, you would need to use the mobile order feature in the My Disney Experience app. Now, this refurbishment was originally anticipated to last through August 1st, but when browsing the Disney World website, we noticed that the verbiage for the closure had been updated to from July 1st through mid-August. When we stopped to ask cast members working at the restaurant, they confirmed with us that the refurb is taking longer than anticipated, and that it's likely we could see the refurbishment extended through fall or even the end of the year. Now, this isn't a complete deal breaker when it comes to staying at this resort on your upcoming vacation, but it's important for you to know before you get there. And you know what? I got another hotel food court under construction that I need to tell you about. Construction at Disney's Pop Century Resort officially began this week. Pop Century's food court, Everything Pop, is scheduled to undergo construction through September 29th. The food court is expected to remain open during the construction, however, there may be disruptions to the entrances, and seating may be limited throughout the construction. Guests are also asked to use the mobile order option in the My Disney Experience app to place orders for food and drinks. Everything Pop is offering a more limited menu during the construction, but there are still plenty of options, including burgers, salads, pizzas, sandwiches, and more. While Everything Pop is undergoing construction, the Fast Forward Arcade is offering a grab-and-go area. You can grab a variety of snack foods throughout the day. From 7 a.m. until 11 a.m., you can get breakfast items including bagel sandwiches, pastries, yogurt, overnight oats, and more. Then beginning at 11 a.m. until 10 p.m., you can choose from a variety of snacks like whole fruit, cheese cups, pastries, cookies, brownies, vegetables, and more. And just like we knew they would, extended evening hours are coming back to Animal Kingdom. So Disney World offers extended evening theme park hours for select guests, giving them extra hours in the parks. Unlike early theme park hours, extended evening hours are only offered at one park and on only specific days. Right now, you're going to find this extra perk in Epcot and Magic Kingdom. But Disney just revealed that extended evening hours are coming back to AK. According to the My Disney Experience app calendar, the first extended evening hours of Animal Kingdom will be Friday, October 11th, 2024 from 6 to 8 p.m. Now remember, extended evening hours are only available to Disney Deluxe Resort guests, Walt Disney World Swan and Dolphin Hotel guests, and the Swan Reserve, and Shades of Green. Spirit Airlines, one of America's most popular discount airlines, has announced some huge changes to its fare structure that potential passengers need to be aware of. Beginning next month, the airline will roll out a 4-part fare schedule that will integrate previously a la carte options into various levels of ticket prices. So many big airline changes lately. Go Big, which will feature an option focused on the airline's so-called big front seats, a series of roomier seats that have occupied the front of its Airbus jetliners for several years, will include free Wi-Fi, a checked bag, 1 piece of onboard luggage, and unlimited snacks and drinks, including those with alcohol. Go Comfy, which offers a standard seat with a vacant middle seat next to it to provide passengers with extra space, includes earlier boarding, a snack, a non-alcoholic beverage, and checked baggage and a carry-on. Go Savvy tickets will allow customers either a checked bag or a carry-on, and Go tickets are essentially Spirit's original standard bare bones ticket, where travelers buy their seat but pay additional fees for checked bags, seat selection, Wi-Fi, and snacks. Booking for the new ticket programs opens on August 16th for flights beginning August 27th. Furthermore, when flights on the new system begin, Spirit will offer a dedicated priority check-in line for its Go Big flyers, as well as for the carrier's free Spirit Gold members or free Spirit World Elite MasterCard holders at 20 airports. Oh, very exciting snack news for you. The loaded burnt end fries are back, kind of. So while we were in Epcot this week, we saw that one of our favorites had returned. The loaded burnt end fries are back at Regal Eagle Smokehouse. But before we get way too excited about this, we did speak with a cast member who said that the loaded burnt end fries will continue to be a limited offering, and there are no guarantees when they'll be available. The dish will not appear on mobile order, so the only way to know if it's available is to go inside and wait in line at the register. You'll be able to see a little placard if the fries are available that day. Of course, we had to grab some of our beloved loaded burnt end fries, for science. Plus, we had to see if they are as good as we remember them. You can grab these loaded burnt end fries for $12.99. They're seasoned French fries with brisket burnt ends, macaroni and cheese, and beer battered onion rings. Right out of the gate, we were pleasantly surprised to see that the dish is more visually appealing than it was before. It's a good portion of food, and as you can see, there is quite a bit going on. Now on to the taste. The mac and cheese, still delicious and creamy. I love the mac and cheese here. We thought the green onions added that great freshness to the dish, plus they look pretty on top, add a little bit of extra flavor. The fries have lots of seasoning on them, and it actually works really well. We would say the seasoning tastes like seasoning salt with paprika in it. However, the onion rings were a bit on the greasy side, and some of ours were fried together, which made for mega onion rings. Last but not least, those burnt ends, we thought they tasted even better than before. The meat was chewy with a bit of tenderness, it was rich and full of great barbecue flavor. We had a couple of pieces that were too crunchy to eat and a few that were more fatty, but overall, we thought they were even better this time than before. The dish is definitely on the heavier side, so plan accordingly. May not be the best option for lunch in the middle of a very, very hot day, but it is definitely tasty. Gideons has released their limited time menu offerings for August, which have been inspired by the ongoing celebration of Flavors of Florida at Disney Springs. Gideon's popular vanilla bean cookie dough gets a zesty twist with Florida key lime juice, loaded with chocolate chips and sprinkled with key lime pie crumbs. It's like a chocolate dipped key lime pie on a stick, but in cookie form. This key lime chocolate chip cookie is available every day of August at both Gideon's locations and is limited to 2 cookies per person. Next is their key lime pie cake bars. These bars feature 3 layers of key lime cake filled with tangy key lime curd and topped with both key lime cream cheese frosting and a new graham cracker buttercream. These cake bars will be available till August 11th at both locations and in limited quantities. A fresh take on the classic key lime pie cake, now with a limited edition twist. This cake is stacked with 3 layers of key lime cake, slathered with 2 delicious sounding frostings, that key lime cheese and the graham cracker buttercream, plus key lime curd between each layer. Now this one's available every Wednesday and Saturday in August at both locations, limited to 2 per person while supplies last. Now, if you're a fan of the Orange Mocha Nitro Cold Brew that debuted last month, good news, it's going to remain on the menu all through August. This is one treat, though, that is only available at the Disney Springs location. Now, if you're heading to Disney World this week, like my producer writing this script, I need you to listen carefully. A new storm system is projected to strengthen and move up the Gulf of Mexico and could bring severe weather to Disney World. Florida's governor has issued a state of emergency for much of the Florida peninsula, including the counties of Orange and Osceola, where Disney World's located. The state of emergency activates the state's emergency management system to help mitigate storm damage and to issue evacuation orders if needed. Governor Ron DeSantis' emergency order says the storm could cause flooding, power outages, and affect critical infrastructure in the state, including roads and bridges. The National Hurricane Center's latest models, as of yesterday, for this storm predict that it could move very slowly and bring heavy rainfall to the state for several days, starting this weekend and lasting into early next week. We know these storms can be extremely stressful if you have a vacation to Disney World planned. They are unpredictable and it's hard to decide if you should make the trip or not. We have had some really fun trips to Disney World even during stormy weather. Seriously, crowds are usually down and lines are short. The resorts will bring out special activities to add to the fun when you can't be outside, and it can be a trip you will always remember. Watch our video below here for lots more on being in Disney World during a storm. But the number one thing you should do is definitely check cancellation policies on any of your flights, your hotels, your tickets, etc., and then check Disney's cancellation policies in case that's something that you need to activate as well. Now, while the Epcot Food and Wine Festival is not happening this week, it is happening later this month, which is why I'm telling you today that you can grab our DFE guide to the Epcot Food and Wine Festival, or you can bundle to get our comprehensive guide to Disney World and the Epcot Food and Wine Festival guide to maximize your time and money. For our guidebooks, use code YouTube to get an extra special discount. We also have brand new merch in our store. This is the Go to Disney, Eat Snacks, Be Happy design, which is basically our mantra here at DFE. You can check out all of our designs and guidebooks at dfbstore.com. So attention annual pass holders, there is a new discount for you. Throughout August, Disney World's annual pass holders will receive 20% off select merchandise available at Disney's Character Warehouse locations. This discount is on top of the already reduced prices on Disney merch, including apparel, accessories, and housewares that are sold at these outlet-like locations. In addition to the 20% savings, there's also an extra shopping time perk for annual pass holders. On each Thursday in August, APs will be able to enter the stores at 9 a.m., 1 hour earlier than normal time. During this extra hour, APs will be able to shop special doorbuster deals. When making a purchase using the discount or entering the stores on one of the early shopping days, pass holders must present their valid annual pass in the Tickets and Passes section of their My Disney Experience app and a valid government-issued photo ID. Disney also specifies that merchandise is for personal use only. An annual pass may not be used to purchase merchandise with the intent to resell. Discount is not valid on certain items and may not be combined with any other discount, offer, or promotion. That's the news for this week. Everybody, don't forget to sign up for our free newsletter. We're going to send all the biggest stories and updates straight to your inbox. It's especially important to join this week because next week is D23 Expo, and we are going to get a lot of huge news, and I want you to be on the newsletter so you get it all first. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.